Good afternoon, everybody. So today we'll be talking about how we are rethinking agriculture financing in the continent. And before I get into my presentation, there's one question that I want to ask you. What do you think has more potential to transform agriculture in Africa? Is it financing, is it technology, or partnership? So as I go through my presentation, I want you to have that in your mind, and maybe we can interact around that. So in Africa, smallholder farmers are producing up to 80% of the continent's food supply. And yet, we still have a 65 billion annual funding gap. And only 4 to 6% of bank lending and private equity is directed towards agriculture. Women receive just 7% of the total agricultural investment. Why is this? Agriculture financing challenges and solutions. So what are the challenges we are seeing? Traditional financing models are increasingly inadequate. Agriculture operates in cycles with variations across different value chains. But yet, traditional financing is still rigid in how they finance agriculture. Regenerative farming often requires long-term and patient capital, but our financing system still operates on short-term financial priorities. We have data gaps and rigid credit assessments that further hinder the process. So what do we need to see? Financial institutions need to leverage alternative credit ratings based on transaction data, and we need to see partnerships between agri-techs and financial institutions. We need to use more the data from agri-tech companies to deliver tailored financing solutions, and we need to collaborate more between governments, development partners, investment organizations, financial institutions, and the agri-sector players. So who are we and what are we doing in this space? So Heifer International is a global nonprofit organization. We have been in operation for 80 years globally and 50 years in Africa. We have 19 offices globally, 9 in Africa, and so far we've impacted 46 million farmers. We like to promote climate-smart agriculture. We work to promote access to modern farming equipment, inputs, and the key driver for this is access to finance for our smallholder farmers and elevating their livelihoods. We work on 4 innovative models: program funding, catalytic grants for agri-techs, impact capital, and facilitating consortiums. In program funding, for example, in Kenya, all our programs, we work with partners. So we have a partnership with Cargill, and we are combining private and public resources and capacity building to de-risk investments. In Uganda, we are partnering with MasterCard, and we are funding technical assistance through savings and credit organizations and agri-hubs. In Malawi, we have a partnership with the government, and we support technical capacity building and potential links to different organizations in the financial sector. In Senegal, we are partnering with the government, and we facilitate the formulation of SACCOs and resource pooling for the SACCO members. In Nigeria, we've partnered with a pay-at-harvest insurance model provider. We've partnered with tractor provider with a pay-as-you-go model, and with different agri-tech partnerships. For our catalytic grants, we have the Ayute Next Gen, which is designed to encourage young and African agri-tech innovators and helping them to develop, test out their technology, and develop their business models around their technology. And we combine this with technical assistance and grants to help them with scaling their business. We have the Mechanization for Africa through the Hello Tractor, pay-as-you-go tractor financing. We have agri-insurance through an area yield index insurance. We have climate advisory, where we support innovative farming techniques through trainings and information. We have farmer visibility, where we have a digital platform that enhances financial inclusion by providing data visibility. We have a digital extension service provider that is partnering with mobile tech companies to promote access to information. We also work with digital inclusion and access to finance partners who have a digital backend of taker to facilitate bank account opening, distributing bank cards, and establishing POS operators. We have Heifer Impact Capital, who is a global private impact investor focused on pro-poor wealth creating value chains. So we use a variety of investment vehicles to accelerate impact and positive financial returns. So to date, we've committed 17.2 million and impacted 80,000 farmers across 28 investments. And we work in the livestock, dairy, poultry, spices, coffee, and small ruminants value chain. So the big thing about Heifer Impact Capital is that we want to leverage the impact capital that we've directly invested in our smallholder farmers and in our cooperatives and SMEs, and we've leveraged up to 91.3 million out of that. And the idea is that we partner with financial institutions, impact investors, and governments, and others to advance our investments. And through these partnerships to date, we have secured third-party loan commitments to benefit Heifer program participants. In facilitating consortiums, we are currently working with the Uganda Country Office on a program, Uganda Stimulating Agribusiness and Youth Employment Initiative, in partnership with MasterCard Foundation, with a value of 47.8 million across rural Uganda for 5.6 years. And in the SAE consortium, Heifer is leading formation and strengthening of youth and farmer-led SACCOs, and we are SACCOs and agri-hubs, and we are doing this by providing financial readiness support. At the same time, some of our other partners are helping and working with us to provide business development services for agri-hubs and SMEs, and we have a fund manager for our revolving fund. The goal for this is to improve socio-economic well-being of 250 young people, and 70% of the beneficiaries will be female. 3% of the beneficiaries will be youth with disabilities. So far, Heifer in Africa, we have a total blended finance invested in agribusinesses in the past 5 years of 64 million, and there's a lot to be done and many viable opportunities. So we hope that we can partner and build a sustainable, prosperous, and resilient food system in Africa. Thank you. And if you have any questions, we have a stand, W13, and our team will be there. Thank you.